Okay, might have solved the issue. Hoping that the issue is solved. It says it's finally stabilized. That's a win. We won something today, folks. We beat the Twitch programming. We beat it. We final bossed it. That was a task in itself. We did it. We did it. Okay, well, now that I can get on and actually play the game, which is great, I do have to go to the bathroom real quick, and then we'll actually get started, guys. So, sorry about all the delays and jankery, but we finally figured out how to multi-stream, so high five to us. We had a candle burning out here. That's not any good. But hey, we've made progress today. We had to jump through some hoops, but we made progress. I think. I think we did. Still says excellent, which is great. Those are all things that we like to see. Excellent. Excellent. Cool. Cool. Let's continue. So, sign up ends. So this is a pretty big money sink unless you're pretty confident that you can get like, 5-6 wins without losing a single round. It's pretty good. If you get up to 4 wins, that's pretty good. 2,500 gold and 5 packs, but 5, 6, 7 wins, 10, 20, 30 packs is really quite where it's at. So we are going to jump into one more, at least of these, and we'll just jump on some ladder. Yeah, that's fine. And we'll jump in. Hopefully things go well. It's a lot of luck that has to be on your side if you want to win 7 rounds in a row without dropping a game. I'll say that. Besides good skill, you do have to play your deck properly. And also, like, not open a hand with 3 Brazen Borrows in it. The opponent goes first, so we're in the draw, plus we have a Scryland, so I'll probably keep this. We just need to find a black source. That'd be great. Nope, we do not want another Shark Typhoon. Sure. black land. It would have been really nice to play Valkyrie too there, but. Alright, so playing a little Rakdos stack. I think we're just going to Bone Crush it. Now we can just play the Giant next turn. Actually, now might be a good time to play a Valky, but if we play Valky right now, we get a peek at their hand. If they have like another Bone Crusher Giant though, then they just remove Valky and get it back, which is like the downside. So I think we'll just play Giant here. These are all things that I got to try to work out from playing, you know, not playing Standard in so long. Because like they can Kroxa here, right? We just discard the Typhoon. We can play the land next turn, and then we bounce the Kroxa, which will make us discard another card, which is fine. So we can do. Probably won't block here, right? And then we can play Blue Source. Alright, so unfortunately they have a Bone Crusher Giant, which would get rid of it. So instead of taking Kroxa here, we gotta take the Giant. Because otherwise they'll just remove Valky. That's fine, we can always turn this into another Giant anyway. They also have an empty graveyard now for Kroxa. So, if they want to make us discard, that's fine. Okay, come on. Come on. Ugh, why do they have to top deck fucking Claim the Firstborn? That's insane. That's insane. Not like crazy, like, oh, you have that card in your deck, but crazy, it's like the one card that would help you out in the situation you drew. That feels bad. Feels real bad. So we're missing land drops, which doesn't feel very good. Missing land drops never feels good. I don't really want to discard any of these, but I guess we can just discard the Borrower. Now he's going to sacrifice. Oh, I guess he could have sacrificed it to Scry instead, but they didn't want to. Yep. I got 26 lands in this deck. Maybe I need more lands. I feel like I feel like I get mana screwed a lot since I started playing this deck. Fuck, they got 5 cards in the graveyard. They're just like, they got everything going on. They got Croxa coming back next turn. So pass here. We're just at a huge disadvantage because we don't have lands. As if we were able to like bounce something or counter something plus play Brazen Borrower here, we would be doing 7 damage per turn, which is a very real clock for the opponent. But we're just dirtling around with 4 mana on the battlefield. You know, like what else? What are we supposed to do about that? So here we're just going to actually not foretell saw it coming, so that way we can maybe play a Brazen Borrower and get some real damage on the opponent. So the only thing that they'd be able to cast this turn if we let that resolve is a Bone Crusher Giant. So they'll get a 2/2 and they're going to get a total of 6 cards in the graveyard, which is going to turn all of this on. So I'm actually going to counter this. Because without that, they can't use either one of these. They can't use this. They can't resolve a Giganta right now. All they can do is play a Bone Crusher Giant. Like that's all they can do. So I think this turn, regardless of what happens, I'm going to play a Brazen Borrower. And then we can like eliminate pretty much anything they cast besides Giganta. But if we play a Brazen Borrower anyway, they're still on a 3-turn clock. Hey Skillful, how you doing? I'm doing fine now that I figured out my stream. I've been trying to get my multi-stream working for days now, and I had a lot of problems this morning. So they're probably just going to Bone Crusher Giant here. But finally, it seems to be working and stable, so it seems good. So I have 6 cards in the yard. Oh shit, it tapped my black land, dude. Not cool. Oh man, we had the answer in our hand for them, but for some reason it just auto-tapped my black land. What did I do last turn? Heartless Act? Oh, son of a bitch. Well, Valky does nothing here, so... The opponent's probably, yeah, gonna activate Castle Vantress. They have like the Throne of Death that they can activate to draw cards too. Yeah, we'll just get rid of Valky. Should win right here. Yeah. Alright, so somehow, even getting mana screwed the entire game, we pulled off that win. So that was cool. That is a win for us. So Disdainful Stroke, I don't think is good. Mystical Dispute's obviously not good. What do they have for... Yeah, they don't have anything that really costs more than 4, do they? Not much. Oh, it won't let me look in the exile. That seems bogus. It lets me look at my exile. Why won't let me look at my opponents? It's public information. Yeah, so I don't... counter spells aren't going to be very effective here. Our base deck is pretty good against them. It'd be nice if we had... I think that we need to put some like Cling to Dust or something like that in here. We don't have anything to interact with the opponent's graveyard, which I think is something that we should probably have. Not just because it's a unique experience, but there's plenty of decks that can take advantage of having things in the graveyard. So I think that it's correct to have some sort of answer in there, like a Cling to Dust or whatever. I don't know what's in standard. Oh, there's that new 2-drop artifact. I can just put that in here if I wanted to. It's not a bad idea. I don't think maybe all this is necessary. I guess Extinction Event, you know, that's good, right? I mean, it's not bad. They have Claim the Firstborn, so that's not great. I think Saw Coming's fine. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Shark Typhoon's great. Here, it's a good card, don't get me wrong. I just don't know how good it is here in this matchup. I mean, it's fine. But I think I just want more answers to what they're doing, and lands. Answers and lands, those are the two things that we want. I didn't mean this much, but we can keep though. We got some Scry lands. It's good. We have a dragon. It's good. We got removal. Seems good. Maybe a Brazen Borrow is not great. It's okay against them, right? Do we need another one? I don't think so. Triton. Alright. I don't want a Scry land, but we need lands. Specifically red lands. Because if we can get a Goldspan Dragon down with like a Saw It Coming foretold, like the opponent just loses. Not loses, but it becomes incredibly difficult for them to do anything. They have 3 in the graveyard. They'll probably be able to get more in there to get Croxa out. They have some evens, so I think I'm going to want both Extinction Events. Yeah, I know it's my go. I'm debating what's the best choice to get rid of here. You inconsiderate asshole. Like, unless I'm like mistaken, I highly doubt that this person has played any sort of high-level Magic outside of Arena. It's like everyone on Arena just always wants to just like 100 miles an hour mash click things because they net deck something and they're like, oh, I know how to play it by just playing things on curve. No. You don't understand how to play the game. You don't understand thought process, I guess. Just, I don't know. Drives me nuts. I get if you're taking like 6 minutes and you're like timing out every single turn. That I get. But why do you think you get these timeouts and these turn timers, right? So they can sacrifice both those things, which I think is fine for us here. So I think we just call odd. We'll get rid of the Woe Strider. Which is fine. That's fine. That was fine. I don't know why none of this matters. Oh, I guess because they need a card for Croxa. That makes sense. But the big play that we can make today here is our next turn is we can Goldspan Dragon and then swing in for 5 and then use the treasure token to bounce Croxa. Since we're not going to be able to counter anything anyway. Sure. Like, I'm going to have to discard a card anyway if he attacks. So, might as well reduce the value out of it. They can't attack this turn. I'll just discard the land and take 3. Now, depending what the opponent does, okay, they have the Akroan War. It's pretty good. Hopefully they don't have a Bone Crusher Giant. They have a Bone Crusher Giant. Hmm. There we go. So, I mean, we have to block the 4/3 essentially, because if they have a Bone Crusher Giant or anything else, then we lose. So we block the Bone Crusher with the Goldspan Dragon. Well, no. I think we have to, right? It's a risky play. It's a really risky play not blocking here. They have to have exactly a Bone Crusher Giant to win. Or Croxa, I suppose. So do we go for the win? Yeah, we're up a game. I think we just go for the win. If we lose, we lose. That's fine. Nope, all right. So we should win. We did it. Whew, we got greedy. Not really greedy, I guess. Like I said, the opponent had to have exactly one of 2 cards in order to win. So, I don't know. I felt like those are decisions that sometimes just kind of go with what you feel, you know? Maybe there's a safer play, but that's the one I thought was correct. It paid off because we won, so that's good. Rather make them have it than lose because they didn't have it and they bluffed me. So that was good. That was a good win. Yeah, we can keep this. Turn 2 Valky's really, so far, been super, super good. Both the 2 side and the 7 side. Both very good. You know, especially if you're playing a creature heavy deck, that 2 side comes down, you can just rip a key creature from them. Sometimes you get a good one, sometimes you don't. But and being able to transfer them in at instant speed is quite good. It makes blocking in combat very weird if you got like a, you know, like a 5/5 from them or something like that. What's the Lovestruck Beast? That's who I was thinking of, which is a pretty common card you'll see playing against adventures. So. I definitely think that there's some tweaking that has to happen in this deck, maybe even in the sideboard. I said I haven't played enough games with it where I feel like I can warrant making a bunch of changes to the deck, but just from what I've noticed a little bit, knowing that that's going to be an issue, maybe that 2-drop artifact where creatures and spells can't be cast from libraries or graveyards, I think would be quite good. Tap this as a red mana. So hopefully we hit land drops. If not, that's why we were foretold hold the multiverse. We want to be able to look ahead if need be to try to find the lands that we need. Playing Gruul, okay, go figure. So we're going to take a little bit of damage this turn, but I kind of have to like behold the multiverse this turn. Because if I miss my next land drop, we're going to fall so far behind against an aggressive deck. It's just not good. And then next turn we'll at least be able to double spell, which is one big advantage of this deck. A lot of things that cost 2. Hard casting Bone Crusher Giant, okay. Alright, well there's all the lands that we need. I need a second source of black. we'll deal with that right now. So they might have like a questing beast or something, but we do have Heartless Act. Yeah, like we didn't have a counter for it anyway, so we can take 4 here. Alright, so we're controlling the battlefield pretty well against Gruul. We're down to 10, which isn't good, but they're not going to just come out and, yeah, they're not going to just come out and do 10 damage to us in 1 turn, right? Maybe they're trying to draw cards and do things. Okay, so we could play Valky this turn, or we can just double Goldspan Dragon. Which I think is fine. Will give us 4 extra mana. Let's take a look at their hand. Alright, so they have an Ember Cleave. So that's perfect because we have a Brazen Borrower here that we can just hold up now that we know they have Ember Cleave. But they're also dead through the air next turn. So as long as we hold up Brazen Borrower and bounce whatever shenanigans they try, then we're fine. Nice. One extinction event, right? Do other creatures. We need to be able to deal with. Is it worth bringing in disdainful stroke to take care of questing beast and Ember Cleaves? That's the question. I don't think removing anything from our removal set is a good idea. I think Behold the Multiverse is good for us. Saw It Coming is cheap and interactive. Bone Crusher Giant hits a solid amount of their targets. How good is Shark Typhoon versus it is the question, I guess. I don't know. I don't think it's that good. I just don't think it's proactive enough. I'm just gonna cut them all and put like 1 disdainful stroke in here. I think that's what we're gonna do. All right, we're back. How's everybody's day going today? Good? Good, better, best? I get kind of sidetracked when I'm trying to play these matches, trying to learn, see what's good. I think we did surprisingly well last. This hand is just it's poop. All right, this we can at least keep. We could put back a land or a saw it coming. I think we want both in the end, but I also don't want to get flooded. I don't have any way to draw cards. It's either a land or a saw it coming. I think it's a little bit slower, especially being on the draw. But as long as we consistently hit our land drops, our deck has, like, everything that the deck has is a threat, right? So. Okay. So I think we just get rid of the Edgewalling Keeper. Excuse me. So otherwise, when they cast Questing Piece, they'd be able to draw a card. And if we can get them 0 value from that, I think that's fine. Okay, we can take 2. If they're not playing anything this turn, that's fine. That lets us use Saw It Coming, but we have to play one of these as a blue land, which is the unfortunate thing. Unless they plan to play Questing Beast this turn. Again, we can take 2, that's fine. Damn, there's our blue one. So we need a red land for the Goldspan Dragon here. Okay, opponent missed their land drop. Holy shit. Hopefully try to Bone Crusher this instead of Fire Prophecy, but we'll see. Ah, they did. That's funny. That was hilarious. Good work. Good work there, guys. So we don't want them to draw another card and do both. So we're going to put that back in their hand. I mean, now they can kill the Bone Crusher Giant, right? But the whole idea is, no, they didn't. So that was fun. There we go. We got an extra 2 damage out of it. They're just really looking for a land. I don't like how it does that, where it takes away the known information. It's like that doesn't make sense. Alright, so now the opponent swings in for 3. They shock my face and we lose. Unfortunately. Unfortunately. Now that we know that the opponent's like boarding in the Soul Seers and stuff too, we can kind of, you know, damn, now we hit now we hit all the lands. Now we can change our game plan. I guess no, because like Duress is still like not good. Disdainful Stroke, medium. Yeah, most of our stuff is just like, most of our stuff is still just not good. I shouldn't say not good, but their removal is just good against us no matter what. We just need to be able to protect our threats that we have down and not leave them exposed, but in that situation we had to play something, otherwise you're going to wind up losing. We'll keep this. Temple of Deceit, scry 1, see what's going on. We have Bone Crusher for early removal, followed by Extinction Event and stuff, so I think we should be okay. We're looking for some like card advantage, Valky, Gold Span, something like that. We're not looking for more lands. We'll play the tap land. I'll take another Bone Crusher Giant. Yeah, we don't want the opponent to draw cards. Maybe we should have actually hit the... No, we always stop the draw card advantage. Because there's a value to possibly hitting the 2-drop. Alright, so we want to do this just in case they have another Fabled Passage. Because if I do this in response to them putting that on the stack, then they can put the other one on the stack, and then this will go bye-bye. Alright. Mammoth I'm not so worried about. Or I should say, I'm not as much worried about as them having a Questing Beast here. That'd be pretty nasty. Just gonna play a giant instead of just jamming Goldspan Dragon here. I'll take 5. Clothis. Okay. Hitting way too many lands this game. Oh shit, I played a tap land, huh? That's stupid. If I wouldn't have played a tap land, I could have Goldspan Dragon plus played Bone Crusher Giant, but that was a mistake on my end, so sequencing issue there. This time around we'll have to block. So my hope is that the opponent... Oh, it's 7. I was saying my hope is the opponent would have a... Oh yeah, we lose. Oh, this is me forgetting all the dopey cards that people play in Standard. Like I said, I think that these are the first like 6 matches of Standard that I've played in like 2 years. Because it's just not in a good place. Anyways, let's play some ranked. So we need to sample a lot more games before we really know if what's good to get in the deck, what's not good in the deck. I have a lot of learning of the deck to do in general, so it's hard for me to come in and make changes to something if I haven't practiced with it enough. Yeah, we take the play. Generally do. We'll keep. I need a black land. Playing against rogues, probably. Right? That's what Lurrus means in Standard, is that how that goes? Alright, so we're bringing our Ox for this matchup. Do we just kill the damn crab? I don't think so. I think we can end the turn here, see what the opponent wants to do. It's like, yeah, you can mill me, but I guess, like, that's fine. So if they want to counter this here, that's fine. Let's hoping to hit a land there. There's all my lands. Holy shit, the opponent has nothing else. Just pure removal. So this is gonna be a tough game. This exact deck is why I stopped playing Standard too. I just didn't find it very fun to play against, and there wasn't enough in the format to really combat this. I know that there was like Gruul that people would play and stuff, but I think that overall this deck is just way better than Gruul. Like I would rather not play. I'd rather play Gruul every single match than play this every single match. But this is why I stopped playing Standard. So I'm glad the new format's here, and there's like good ways to like combat it a bit. People made decks that were uniquely... Oh, come on, we fucking missed our land drop. Get out of here. Yep. We're trying to make the opponent spend all their mana on their turn, so hopefully we hit a land and we can cast Goldspan Dragon, is the idea. But given that the opponent has had pretty much time to do whatever the hell they want, we're probably not a great spot here. So we want blue. We need lots of blue. We'll end turn here. Like, they're putting real pressure on us. Like, not so much our deck, but our life total they're putting pressure on us with this 3-2. So we have to be able to do something here, but you're playing against, like, a control deck. What am I supposed to do? So again, on their turn here is when we'll try to remove the Thieves Guild Enforcer. Oh yeah, we don't have extinction events on game one, so we have almost no way to remove those guys. 18 cards, so that's 3 turns. They have a Drown in the lock, so scratch that. Yeah, they got this game. Because I don't think there's no way we could put enough pressure on them fast enough for them to lose before they mill us. If we had extinction event, that'd be fine. You can cast odd and just get rid of these ruin crabs. So they're obviously going to kill the Goldspan Dragon, right? So the idea here, we're going to let that resolve. Weldy's still tapped for 2 mana. We're going to flash in the Brazen Borrower. We're going to stomp the opponent's face. That's like 2 damage to their face right now is a very real thing that they're going to have to worry about. Okay, so opponents pretty much used everything they got. All right. So we have lethal. All 3 of our creatures are lethal. I don't know how we pull through this. I guess just by making the opponent use all their resources on their turn as much as possible allows us to resolve things like Goldspan Dragon. That's fine. They lose, which is fine. Nice. So we want the Ox of Agonis, an Extinction Event, I think is good against them. Disdainful or Mystical Dispute's good against them. Disdainful Stroke's like okay, right? It hits. It can hit Lull Mage's Domination, I guess. It'll probably hit Agadeem's Awakening. But no, probably not. I think Mystical Dispute's just better. I think Duress is probably good against them too. Problem is I don't know what's bad against them. Like Duress is fine. Like I guess they play like a lot of their rogues, but they play like lots of like Drown in the Lock and removal spells. So I think that there's value there. I don't know. Maybe we cut down on the Typhons. Saw Cummings are good. Maybe the Brazen Borrowers are less good. Oh, Brazen Borrowers are pretty good though, right? They like trade with their other guy if they need to. They're 2/3 flyers. But I guess we're just trying to bring in answers against that too. Is like Valky good against them? I don't know. I think Valky's good almost all the time. Extinction Event is kind of slow. Yeah, I think we want to keep cheap, efficient cards in. Is what it comes down to. It's generally pretty hard to resolve spells against rogues. So, yeah, maybe cutting some number of Goldspan Dragons is right, because it is very clunky as far as like trying to cast it. We can try this. The Behold the Multiverse is a nice draw here. Let's just get rid of the crab. They already got 7 cards in our graveyard, which is just stupid. But so crazy how fast they just like mill the hell out of you. Glad we did, because that was another 6 cards. Again, not that I super care about it, but we also have enough now for Ox to get in there. Now we just need to hit land drops. We also need to hit our land drops. I don't know if I just said that. I think I felt like I did. So we want to stomp that. It doesn't put the 8th card in the graveyard for us, is why I chose to do that. We could have Behold the Multiverse there. Here we can. Just because we can hold up Mystical Dispute. Alright, so we have to draw. Of course we hit 2 tap lands. It's not what we wanted there. Did not want. I'm used to having shock lands from playing Historic so long that it just hits me like, why am I playing tap lands? Oh yeah, I have to play tap lands because you guys don't have good lands. Okay, so they just literally have pure removal here. Yeah, I don't think I want them to draw cards. So we've slowed down the opponent from their game plan pretty efficiently, which is good. We're 1 land away from playing Valky, which is pretty good. We are going to play one of them, just as a 2-drop, to see if the opponent drew a card. Obviously they have removal for it, and that's fine. We'll get some removal out of their hand. Okay, so they have a drawn on the lock. So now we know what they have. That's fine. That's a better one for them to use anyway for us. So 1 mana shy of being able to Ox. I guess we can Ox, but then that leaves our shields completely down, and I don't think that that's a good idea. Again, they have removal. We're getting cards out of their hand by playing our cards efficiently. The idea here is they only have 1 drawn in the lock in their hand that, well, now they could have more. Okay, they don't. That's good. The idea here is that we want to be able to play. Oh, nice, and they got rid of the good one too. All right. We want them to get rid of Bloodchief's Thirst, right? So unfortunately, we're not hitting that next land. The opponent keeps milling us the land that we need to draw. Robber's fine. We're not gonna like fight over a robber. All right, this is great though. That is huge. That duress is massive here. All right, that is massive. So they can Heartless Act at instant speed, which we get. Oh, we don't want to do that yet. Damn. Damn. Why can't you mill one of my axes that I brought in? I still can't do it. It's so crazy. I'm trying to like make the most like reasonable play here possible. Let's jam Valky here. Let's see if we can get them to use that Heartless Act. The Heartless Act is the big problem. Because we can't cast Goldspan Dragon and get... Oh yeah, we could. Dude, I'm so stupid. This is me just like punting right now. If you want me to be honest. Because I forgot that when it gets targeted by a spell or an ability, it creates a treasure token too, which is just broken as hell. So this whole time I could have cast the dragon. None of you guys told me. That was stupid. This whole time we could have had a 4/4 on the battlefield just smashing into the opponent's face. I tell you, sometimes my brain... Oh, we could have won this game a long time ago. At least we know now. At least we've like, it hit me hard enough in the brain that I've screwed up so much here that like now I understand. Unless they top deck exactly drawn on the lock. Yeah, okay. Such a crazy ability. Excellent. This is excellent. Oh my god, look at all the lands. Got a lot of damage on board here. Opponent's head exploded. We did it. We outgrinded them. That's exactly why I started playing Standard again, as I said. We found a deck that seems to be pretty decent against them. That's also fun for me to play. Even though I punted so terribly. I didn't hear any of you guys telling me, like, oh yeah, hey, by the way, remember that when it gets targeted by Heartless Act, you'll get 2 mana to counter Heartless Act. No. No support. I blame you. No, I'm just kidding. I don't blame anybody. I'm just kidding. Let's try this again. Triple tap lands, that's exactly what we love. But we still, I would rather obviously have not tap lands somewhere in here, but we want to keep, we have 3 lands, lets us play things. No, I mean, either way, we're still going to be playing our lands, right? We have to. Yeah, I mean, that seems fine. We're playing against Teamer. Is this Teamer ramp? Or is this like Naya something with a weird land? I don't know. Maybe it's Teamer. Teamer ramp. I don't know all the decks. I'll be honest with you. I don't know them all. So that's what we're looking at here, folks. So decided to foretell here because it's not like they can attack with a questing beast if they play it anyway, right? So that's not that big of a threat. Plus we have like a Bone Crusher Giant to get rid of like a 1/1 if we need to. But the big important thing that I've realized about the deck is being able to get us coming into foretell early sets up like a almost a guaranteed turn 5 Goldspan Dragon. You know what I mean? In the sense that once you cast this, you already have a 2 mana counter to protect it. You know, it's like having Dovin's Veto up when you cast a fairy. So we're going to bounce Cosmina before she has a chance to do anything. And they really probably should have played her as a 2-drop, since I'm not doing anything else. She can crew the 1/1 and start swinging for 3 and making sure that they're hitting those land drops that they might be missing. It all makes sense to me now. I mean, they might as well exile her. It's like she can't block, so you might as well use her later in the game to draw a bunch of cards. And if we don't have to use Saw It Coming, like now for the rest, the rest of the time being, we have a counter spell up here. Yep. Fabled Passage plus Cosmina is pretty nice, because now you can play it and draw a card. But let me see what she exactly says. Alright, so it just says return it to the battlefield. It doesn't say cast it. Okay. I was wondering if we're able to counter that, but you're not. That was the big thing. I mean, if we had like a disallow, sure. But a 3/5 doesn't really bother me that much. Yeah, it's pretty sweet that they get to draw cards, but I'm actually not going to play the Giant here. The Giant's fine, but it's just going to get blocked by Cosmina anyway. So we're not really like gaining anything by playing Bone Crusher Giant, whereas if we want to play Brazen Borrower on our turn, at least we're getting it for 7 through the air next turn, instead of just 4. So unless the opponent's playing like Negate or Mystical Dispute in the main, okay, makes sense. So they're trying to play Goldspan Dragon. I can't think that Mystical Dispute's going to be that good. Maybe it is. Bone Crusher Giant might be fine against them. Yeah, like Heartless Act and Eliminate seem to have the job done. So you probably cut Bone Crushers and bring in Disdainful Stroke and Mystical Disputes. Cut one of these. So if they're going to be playing things like Goldspan Dragon, I imagine that. Oh, maybe Disdainful Stroke's not that good. No, I mean Disdainful Stroke's great. If it hits Goldspan Dragon, it's great. Saw It Coming, it's okay, right? We want that. The question is the dispute good? Is it good enough to bring in? They're playing Teamer, so like I just like assume that some form of blue is gonna be good. Is Extinction Event worth it? If they're playing things like Cosmina. No, I guess all their creatures are like odd too that I've seen, which is like quite convenient. Maybe we'll bring in one event. Leave in 2 Typhoons. Okay, see how that goes? How's that gonna go? We'll see. Again, not familiar enough with all these decks to really like know exactly what they're doing yet. Oh, this hand sucks. I mean, if I knew what I was going to draw for the next 4 turns, I would keep this hand. You know what I mean? But I don't. We don't need a land here. We are going to want to kill the innkeeper. That's a real thing. Again, want to foretell this. They very well could have like a Lovestruck Beast and cast it and draw a card, which is unfortunate. But I think that the early game, when we're not really being totally pressured and setting up like what we need to do to win the game, is slightly more important, since we do have so many answers in our deck. That I think it's okay to take a turn here and there to set up your actual game plan. So now they have Goldspan Dragon, which is something, but we have a Saw It Coming just in case. If they don't, we have Eliminates and Heartless Axe and Brazen Borrowers. So I think we want a second blue source. They might have a Mystical Dispute, but you can't just like hope that they don't have it. Sure. They're just loading me up here. So we had to deal with that. They could have another one and just smash him down too. That's a very real thing. I mean, we ramp them significantly, so if they are playing something like a Genesis Ultimatum, we're screwed. But what are you gonna do? You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. They do have another one. Neither one of those is going to get us out of this situation. So we're going to take 5 and go to 4. Hopefully the opponent doesn't draw too many cards is like the big thing here. So it is heavily worth noting that Extinction Event is quite good against this deck, since all of their creatures are odd. They have 1, 3s, 5s. Everything is odd. So granted, in our deck, our creature is an odd. Alright, so we lost. So yeah, we definitely want these. I don't think we need the duress against them. Doesn't seem like they really. I mean, they have mystical dispute, sure, but I think that should be like the least of our worries. But given the ideal hands, like if the opponent's given their ideal hand and I'm giving mine, whoever's on the play is going to win this matchup. Like if I had an ideal draw every single time and they had an ideal draw every single time, they would just, whoever's on the play would wind up winning, right? That's a good thing. That means the decks are balanced, but it's just a flaw in the game. Surprised there's no innkeeper. That's a good thing. Drew a Valky. Sure. Oh, shit. Oh, okay, good. He just grabbed him out. Phew. I'll take both of those. I'll take that too. We will take that too. So now we have Mystical Dispute to hold up. If they try any things, we have Goldspan Dragon. So they only have one blue source, right? So that's not the end of the world. Sure. Now they have 2 blue sources. So downside here, they can just straight have counterspell, and then Goldspan doesn't hit the battlefield. So we're not going to play Goldspan Dragon. into the counter spell. And they have 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so they have an Ugin in their hand and another Goldspan Dragon. So it's not 10 out of 10 for us here. I think we're fine, right? We let it resolve and then we can extinction event for odd. 2, 4, 6. Then they'll have Ugin mana, which won't even matter. Because I'll have fucking Ugin. Yeah, we'll push on this. We'll make them use their Mystical Dispute right now. So opponent has 3 mana available to them, which is unfortunate. That's probably a fine card. Like, did they really just draw removal with that last card in their hand? That's like the big question here. It's like, did they actually draw removal there? I mean, if they do, if they have counter magic, we're just kind of screwed here. Because I can't deal with that Ugin. We didn't hit any of our counter spells. If we had 1 additional mana in that instance there, we could have just returned the treasure token. I guess we couldn't. We could have done it on their upkeep though. So now they'll just plus. They'll get their dragon back, which is unfortunate. So my other consideration was activating Valky, God of Lies, and turning him into the dragon, which maybe was a better play. So they have to kill their Ugin if they want to. They want to kill my gold span, which is reasonable. I imagine opponent would do that before they play theirs. I'm hoping they don't have like counter spells. I'm assuming they have removal. I'm assuming that that's a very real thing that they have. Sure. What do I say to that? So we'll bounce this back to their hand. It was a tough choice. Like I could have done it to Ugin, and make them have to recast an Ugin, and then just keep pressuring their life total. The thing that's very interesting. I don't think that the 2 extra mana should be worth a counter spell. But that's fine. I mean, I would have let it resolve, and then I probably would have just minus 2 again and killed the gold span. But we gotta find something. They said the problem is they haven't resolved Ugin on the battlefield, and I don't know if we can beat that right now. I don't think I have any way to beat a Planeswalker, period, in this entire deck, right? Not a resolved Planeswalker, no. Like, you got Brazen Borrower that you could use. You have Valky, I guess. Heartless Hack, but we lost this round. But it's not like there's perfect play by me either. You know, I've made a ton of misplays. But we'll get used to the deck. Sure. It's keepable. Oh, seems good. So if they choose to... Yeah, that's fine. That seem a reasonable thing to do, friends. Seem a reasonable thing to do. They have another one that sucks, but we can obviously still kill the Usher. It's fine. Card is so good. Card is too good. So they hit a robber, so we want to be able to answer robber, right? That's like the one thing that we want to be able to do. And then they're going to be able to pump the shit out of their creature anyway. So let's just play the Bone Crusher, because you're going to be able to cast Robber of the Rich and then 1 to 2 other spells. So we want to be able to block the Robber and at least trade with it. Or they just have a Skyclave Apparition, and that takes care of it too. Well, Showdown of the Skulls is pretty busted. Pretty busted card. Oh, we're starting this game, are we? Yeah, we lose. You play a 4-drop, we lose. Yep, we want these extinction events. All the removal is good. I think Valky goes down in value. Seems fine. Again, I don't know what their sideboard plan is necessarily. I haven't looked into it, so I got to figure it out. Okay, we got a Scryland. It's got all the answers that I want in it, is why I'm like happy to keep this hand. I'm not happy, I guess. I'm a mana shy of wanting to be happy with the hand. But it's got all the answers that like I inevitably have to have if I want to try to beat this deck, right? So you have to take the hand that has the answers, I suppose. Fuck me. Found it. Here comes the 4-drop. Yep. They have all of them. Dude, what the fuck is this hand? Like, how do you get away with keeping this hand? Like, this is so stupid. You should not be ever. You should never ever win a game that you're keeping this in, right? Like, especially against a control deck. Absolutely absurd. But we just need to hit a land. Like, we're getting out land drawn by a Boros aggro deck. No lands. Hey, get out of here. I told you not to update me on things. Let's pay 3. Let's do something. Make him use a Bone Crusher Giant. Hey, thank you. Thank you, game. I appreciate you giving me a 4th land on turn 7. Thank you. I couldn't possibly ask for more. Right? Like, could we really? So the only idea that I have here is we gotta let their tokens and shit run out. The problem is they just have 2 more Showdowns of the Skulls in their hand, right? Like, that is the massive fucking issue here. So the only hope that we have is letting them run out a bunch of tokens with Outlaw's Merriment and wiping the board for even is about our only hope. Like, this is all such a crazy interaction. All right, we lose. So, all right, folks. Well, I have another event that I have to get to today, so we're gonna call it there for the day. It's a very small sample size in what's going on, but you know, maybe we just need more lands. We're at 24. Maybe we need to be at like 27 or 26 lands. Maybe we need to be 27, 28 lands, because it seems like I miss my land drops very often. So anyways, hope you guys are enjoying the deck. We'll figure it out, and it'll get a lot smoother as I get more acclimated with what's going on in the deck. So anyways, hope you enjoy your Sunday. If you are a football fan, watch the Super Bowl, have a good time, enjoy, and we will catch everyone next time. Thanks for watching.